Well, everybody, welcome back to Queer Late Night. I'm your host, Ayman Kassem. I'm the podcast producer, editor, all those things above. And Queer Late Night is a podcast purely for the queer culture and queer ally culture to come on the show and do a little interview and tell us about their personal or professional journey. And it's meant to be stories that inspire. I have the pleasure to kick off season 3 with someone that I've admired for quite some time now. We met at the I'm not sure what hotel it was. Was it the Grace Hotel or was it was one of those nighttime?
I think it was the Grace Hotel. And I think it was like the Dream Hotel. I think it was a Frankie Sharp party. Yes.
It was a Sunday party, and I was just enamored by your positivity when I first met you. But before I get into flattery, let me read this nice, very put together introduction that your husband sent over this morning. Now, Ooh. I can't get to the whole thing, but I'm gonna get through the best parts, the pieces that I enjoy, I love, but if you want to learn more about Miss Iman Le Caire, you can definitely find her. We're going to tell you what to do that in 5 minutes, okay? First of all, let's do the introduction. Iman Le Caire is a transgender artist.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I want to correct you because I know that many people do mistake with my name. Iman Le Caire. Le Caire.
Le Caire.
Yeah, like care.
Le Caire.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Iman Le Caire.
Le Caire.
Did I do it right?
Yes.
Yes. Iman Le Caire is a transgender artist and humanitarian. She was born in Ayman Kassem in Cairo, Egypt. Was that right?
Yes.
Yes. She was enjoying her career as a contemporary dancer of the Cairo Opera House and choreographer when she had fled Egypt in order to avoid persecution. She moved to the U.S. in 2008, where she was granted political asylum. She got married in 2014. She lives with her husband in New York City, where she's an artist, dancer, actor, and LGBTQ plus asylum activist. She's beloved face of New York City, Fire Island, Pines, and Cherry Grove LGBTQ communities. In 2019, it was a pivotal year when Iman got her first on-screen acting part in, let me not mess it up, Layla?
Yeah, as Layla at the Stroke Process.
At Stroke Process.
Yeah, directed by Emrys Cooper.
And this premiered at the Woodstock Film Festival in October 2021.
Correct.
The pandemic and the death of George Floyd, the months of protests, Iman joined in solidarity of Black Lives Matter and Black Trans Lives Matter movement. However, it put a hiatus on that when she had been dreaming of such a long time, 100% dedication to her time and energy to become an actor. Instead, amidst the turmoil in the country had coped with the global pandemic, Iman got herself to embark on a humanitarian mission to save trans women and men who are in face of persecution in their home countries and help them escape to refuge and to trans-friendly countries where they will be granted asylum and protection. In July of 2020, Iman joined the Trans Immigrants of Euro organization, where she devoted helping trans people to be relocated to safer countries as an Arabic relations manager and a broad member. On March 31st, 2021, International Trans Day of Visibility, Iman publicly announced that she was starting her own foundation, Trans Asylias, whose mission is transplanting trans asylum seekers to trans-friendly territories where transmitting emotional support. In December of 2021, Iman was named the BBC's one of the inspiring, influential 100 women from around the world in 2021. The same month, Trans Asylias was incorporated in New York State. Iman's story and dedication to saving the lives of trans people is important. 2 components of documentary featured in a movie release of 2022. How you doing?
I am doing great.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Did you enjoy that reading session for me? I'm not the best.
No, yes. yes. But I know where you're going with that.
It was my strongest suit, my strongest take so far.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be starting season 3 with such an active activist, ally, advocate. Everything in the book, I had the pleasure of reading the BBC 100, and your story is one of the most inspiring stories that I've been able to read. And my reading's not strong, but I really was touched by everything you've been able to do on your own by starting a Trans Asylias. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
First of all, how have you been? How's the pandemic for you?
Long and crazy and all above, but also it was life-changing for me. I think it made me a better person, I think. Made me see life in a different ways, because when I left Egypt, I left everything behind to be, focusing on me and my happiness, and just don't care about the past. And then suddenly the pandemic made me think about the people like me that I left behind, and make me also connected to them. So it makes me, be grounded more and see, because sometimes we take freedom for granted.
Yeah.
Especially when in New York City, for example, that we have everything that other countries and other cities, they don't have. And it makes me feel that I'm privileged, even that I survived so many things. And I felt that privilege when I talked to other people. So I said, I cannot change everyone. I have to change myself.
Right.
And I know that it was hard for me because, I have a PTSD,
Right.
and every time when I try to go back to, even talking to people, transgender people, and they're talking to me, it brings me back to bad memories. So,
Yeah.
and I have to, but thank God for therapy.
Right. Thank God for therapy. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And you started, so I don't want to jump too far ahead in the program, but I was reading along in the article from the BBC. Your first rescue was during the pandemic.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that story?
Well, I felt so alone, and all the memories, all the bad the memories came to me, and I need to heal. Like, it's kind of like I needed to heal myself.
Yeah.
And I was just locked for 3 months. Really, I was so scared to throw my garbage.
Yeah.
My husband, he's the one who was throwing the garbage. And the garbage is in the same floor.
Yeah.
I could not even open the door.
Because of the pandemic.
I was scared to die. I felt
Yeah.
like it was like so graphic to me that I felt like somebody's going to stab me outside of the door.
Yeah.
And people are so crazy and think that you're, because you stay in the home, you're on Instagram all the time, social media.
Yeah.
You want to be connected to people.
Yeah.
So you've seen all these crazy things.
Yeah.
And I was not really, I was never been addressed by a therapist, or I never dealt with my trauma.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was totally not normal. Like, I was crying and feeling depressed all the time. So that time I focused on the cause, that I felt that I need to do something,
Right.
and about my agony and about my problems. And somebody contacted me because I was talking about, being a trans, and about my problem, my issues. And it's all about me, my issues, my problems. And then until I heard that Yemeni trans woman being in Yemen in a war zone, being tortured, and being beaten by life and by her family, by the government, I felt that I need to, oh my God, I'm not, like, I'm, what I'm doing.
You need to act.
I need to do something.
Yeah.
So I took that time, and I was talking to her every day, and I start helping her.
Yeah.
And gather information, I start even reach out to the people that I know in the past. And one of these people that happens that I know, a lawyer friend that I used to know when I was like around 16 years old in Egypt.
Yeah.
And that lawyer actually, she saved my life
Yeah.
when the police tried to arrest me. And she stood, really in front of the police, and she said,
Between you.
yes, and she protected me, and she let me stay in her apartment because I was homeless in Egypt at that time because my family don't want me because I was queer, and they did not want me. And then I was in the street, and that time the police, like they were hunting queer people, like, in Cairo until now happening. So that person really take care of me. And that person I reach out to when I find another person to be rescued.
Yeah.
And that person helped me.
That's amazing.
Yes. And then I started, I was trying to, I said, oh my God, we could do that. Yeah, let's do it.
I love that. And she was able to help find legal like aid or like to protect.
Yeah, like she's a lawyer. She's an asylum lawyer, and she's not only dealing. She never. I don't think she dealt with queer people before. I think she's always worked with just asylum people. She never choose. She just worked for the state.
Right.
So she go like, okay, the state say, no, we have asylum people here. Please, can you come and take the cases and work on them. So she was just working for the state, in France. So she was working. She never she's not really like she knows me. I'm queer.
Right.
She's a straight woman. Like the whole family very straight. So she's not really connected to the queer community. Her connection to the queer community is me. So. Because my relationship with her, she's like my family. She's like my sister, know. And we started with, the Yemeni trans woman, and then lead up to the Jamaican trans woman and other Jamaicans, and then so many people. Yeah.
How many? So, and just for more context for listeners, these are people like this is majority of these. The people that you've been able to help has come from the bulk of the pandemic where, everyone's trapped at home with their aggressor, they're in terrible situations, and people are looking for escape, and they reached out to you, and that's how...
Yeah, this is how I started helping them. So through the pandemic, I started with the trans woman from Yemen.
Yes.
And the process takes a long time because... to present a case, you need a file. And then thank God, the trans woman, she had her file with her. So we presented to the lawyer, and we have to, with Ritaj, I have to be with her every single day, talking to her, because she was really damaged. So I managed to let her escape from Yemen to Egypt. Mm-hmm. And from Egypt, she was staying in a private apartment, and it was so hard to deal with her because she want to go out, and she, it was very hard because she's a child. And she was not really, she was not in a stable mindset.
Right. Yeah.
So now I'm not here in New York, and she's in Cairo.
Yeah.
And also she's in Cairo from a place that I ran away from.
Right.
So
it's definitely hard.
It's okay, but it's, still dangerous. It's very dangerous in Cairo. So it was very hard for me to deal with her because every single day she was calling me 24 hours a day. It was crazy.
Yeah. And
I was trying to calm her down, and it takes 1 year. It took 1 year for her case to be accepted, and she being granted humanitarian visa to France.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So she was able to keep herself safe in Cairo.
Yes, but lots of lots of screaming and work.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
You're like your mother.
I'm a mother. I was a mother to them, but sometimes, you need yourself to. You need, after that case, I started putting boundaries because I felt like, oh my God, if I let myself go, how can I save other people?
Right.
And after this started also, that was the Jamaican trans woman, her name Danielle. And also she escaped Jamaica, and now she's in France. She's granted asylum. She have her paper now. She can live freely. And also Ify and Titi. And I'll take a minute now for my beautiful soul, Ify. She's gone because she left Jamaica and she went to Mexico. And we were aware with that. We were here, phone call me and my husband was here every day. And Titi, their partner, and they were really in a very bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to get them to France, and it was very hard because Ify, she had something, she was sick. She was very sick, and we were worried that something happened to her in Mexico because she was in a shelter and she was not getting the help that she needs.
Yeah.
And I was very frustrated. Lack of medication because she was HIV positive too. And it was driving me insane. Because she's a human being, and then she was the most beautiful person I ever met. Her courage, her being a strong trans woman, knows herself, and her partner being with her every day. It makes me want to save these people, like the way they want to live and they want to survive.
Of course.
So I stayed with them, and then they went to France, and they were, thank God, right away they been accepted their asylum. And the moment they accepted the asylum and everything, but if her health it really went down, and the cancer took over, and she died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I'm sure she's around. I hope she's happy in the other side. But her partner, he's in France now, and he's young, and now he's learning French.
Okay.
Yeah, because in France, if you don't speak French, don't even try.
You don't speak French. You're not speaking French.
No, they look at you upside down. No, you have to speak French, people.
This is Queer Late Night. Subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform, or watch episodes on YouTube by searching Queer Late Night. And now back to the show.
So here is my queer questions. First things first is, what's your name and your pronouns and where you're from?
Lady Wiz, woman, femme, New Jersey.
New Jersey. What are you doing in Brooklyn?
Seeing my woman.
I know that's right. What's your name, pronouns, and where you're from?
CJ or Shay. I'm from Brooklyn, born and raised.
Okay, so I have queer questions for you. One question. You ready?
Yes.
What does pride mean for you?
Oh, good question. Because over the last 3 years that I can answer this question for myself, it means free. Freedom, free to be me, free to love who I choose, right? And not to feel stigmatized from the world and all the world have to offer. And I wear the rainbow colors proudly because I am pride.
Thank you so much. That's a great answer. So you can get the same question.
Stonewall. That's pride to me. That's pride to me. The remembering Stonewall. To me, pride to me is Stonewall. Remembering the start, the struggle, and the commitment, for us to stand out and speak out loud and be proud.
Thank you. That is good. Now, if you're listening to this, if you don't know what Stonewall is, I need you to buy a book. But those are really good answers about pride. So now you ready for Sucker for a Sucker. That won't be easy for you. That will not be those answers. Those are lovely answers, but now I have to make it a little bit harder. You ready? Can you name 5 '90s sitcom shows that were black?
Jefferson? No. Oh, in the 90s. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Cosbys. It's a different world. Steve Urkel. Everybody hates Chris, or everybody loves Chris. And no.
Everyone loves Chris.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Yeah. Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody hates Chris. But living single. And I'm breaking it down.
I love Living Single. I want to reboot that.
They robbed Queen Latifah and them of that and came up with
Because it's supposed to be friends. Yeah.
they came up with friends.
Boo. Y'all are done. That's it.
All right, thank you.
so much. I appreciate it. Yes, from New Jersey to find love. Some of y'all wanted to go to like Harlem. So this is the BBC wasn't your first publication. You've been public in other publications, but when it was December, it's almost Christmas, and you find this out, what was your initial response of hearing that you made this top 100 list worldwide?
I'm a very grounded person. I never, all my life, whatever anything happens, and I don't feel like I did anything.
Right.
I'm
You're humble.
I'm very humble, and I also been in a family that never makes me feel like I did anything right in my life. So, and I'm like, oh my God, you did 100 women. Once I heard that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. But sometimes, like, I feel, oh my God, I have to do more work now. I have to work more and save more people, because it's a very good platform for me too. But also, it's like a mission, you know what I mean? It's something that gives you, it's a gift they give you, but also to inspire other trans women that it's possible for you to be one of these 100 women.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they can look up to me and say, oh, I want to be her. And instead of like giving up on life, because I came from a place in Egypt, and also my family, most of them, they're not educated. My mom, she's not educated. We're not a rich family. We're very poor. But the only thing that we learn, actually, that my family teach me how to be proud of myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to work hard. Like I work alcoholic. Like I work hard a lot.
Yes.
And so that and also, I know my rejection from my family, being a trans woman, they were telling me, oh, you're not going to go anywhere. You will never be a woman. You will never do anything in your life. Nobody going to accept you. No one, and all that negativity that it been put on me since a young age, and to have a title that calls you 100 Women of the Year, it's the best thing that could even happen.
And congratulations.
Yes, and also it's kind of healing, like all the people that they told you that you're not a woman.
Yeah,
you're just
all the no's,
and that they give you now, like, and that title tell you you're the only one of the 100.
One of the 100.
So that makes me. Yeah, makes me humble too.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad. Congratulations. Can you tell us a little bit? So you started Trans Asylias. You're officially incorporated, but it's still been a little bit of a struggle because you're the only person, you and your husband, of course.
Yeah.
It's only two of you that's still trying to take on as many cases as possible, right?
Yes, I know my husband. He's he's my warrior, and because without him, like being a trans person, you're just beaten by life, and every daily life is just like, it's hard, and the demand of people a lot, but also like you're not really getting support.
Yeah.
The support that you really need to really save the large amount of people.
Yeah. It takes a lot of energy, I imagine.
Yes, and to talk to this person and to this person, to go to where we're gonna go and which country, and you talk to embassies and find the right lawyer, and and then you have to take care of them.
Yeah.
And find a case manager, and really, if I told someone I'm going to take care of you, I'm gonna take care of them.
Yeah.
This is, if I give a word to someone, I'm gonna do it. So it's really hard. I needed what I really need. I need donation to Trans Asylias, because
Donations.
donation to Trans Asylias.
Yeah.
So the more donation, because people need, like, okay, basic necessity. When we try to save someone, we try to save them. They need a passport, they need airplane ticket, they need this, they need an apartment. They're homeless in the street. They need food. The hotel.
How much would you say, like, an average, like a good startup sum for one person averages, depending on where they are?
Ritaj's case, for example, when everything was the lawyer and everything that really been spent on her, it was $20,000, more than $20,000, one person, to really get them out of a situation, because it takes a year to get the people out.
It's not a fast turnaround.
It's not like a fast turnaround. But what we do, sometimes we get them out to a transit country.
Okay.
What's a country? Is like most likely that is semi-safe. Like
Semi-safe.
You know what I mean? Like country that is just not really, safe, but not really,
It's not.
It's not, yeah. It's not really LGBTQI friendly, but they don't kill people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like Yemen. It's not like Saudi Arabia.
Where they kill
and
people.
they kill people for being who they are. So we get them to this transit country. Even like I have a case right now. I brought her in a transit country because I cannot say the name. And actually, 2 days ago, she had an accident. A Syrian man attacked her in that transit camp. He's a refugee. Attacked her and raped her and beat her. And she had to go to the police station and do a report, which she is. They put her in jail for 1 day, and then they have to do on her like all the exams and see if, But,
Why they put her in jail?
exactly. But, it's a transit country, and I know they don't like trans women there, or they don't like queer people, but it's still. And this is one of my cases, and hopefully she's going to be in France or maybe here in America. We don't know yet. But it depends who's going to accept her.
How, speaking of American, you sent at least 2 to 3 people to France. How hard is it for people to seek asylum here in America?
It's like, it's even impossible to seek asylum here. And also, like, if I seek asylum here, where are they going to go? There's a Jamaican woman here. She's been asking me. She told me I'm in a homeless shelter. She cannot even, she did an asylum. When I did it on my own asylum, nobody's providing you anything. They don't provide you nothing. They provide you with food stamp.
That's
what are you
not
gonna do?
helpful.
Yeah. So like, okay, so if you wanna do a bank account, bank wanna give you a bank account because you don't have any credit.
Yeah,
And
you
how are
don't
you gonna
have any
get
ID.
credit? You don't have an ID, you don't have a credit, you don't have money, you don't have anything. So how are you gonna navigate? How are you gonna survive as a human being? Actually, you're running away from torture, and now you're here.
Torture,
Like really, like you have nothing to do except finding, to be a drug addict, or selling drugs, or become a prostitute.
Yeah.
So what is the options?
And even that is there's so much policing around sex
And
workers.
so many, yeah, and so many policing, and you end up in jail. Like so many people that I know, they're asylum seeker, and they end up in jail.
How can, which is crazy because they were asylum seeker before they were asking for help. And the thing is, too, asylum seekers, they want to work, want to help. They can't live in their own country. It's not like they're just picking a place for vacation or they want to just run away. They're escaping persecution. But I digress. I'm not a part of the American politics.
Yes, but I hope, I think America need asylum seekers to come here because they provide to the country. They provide works that the country they cannot do.
Yeah. Or refuse to do, right?
They refuse to do.
Yeah.
So I think they need to, even give them start giving them 1 year rent free.
Yeah. Or
And
maybe
some cash every day and some money. Like not like crazy, but something.
Or maybe just giving them the work visa or their
something
the
right
permit.
away. Yeah, permanent. Like don't make them, wait.
The New York City shelter system is not the best. It's actually, I think, might be one of the
It's
worst.
not the best for anyone.
I've had clients tell me they'd rather sleep on the train.
Yeah.
Look
at what happened to the black people here.
It's not good. But I want to just get back on track and getting to how can people be more supportive of Trans Asylias, because this is why you're here. Like, how can they support you? You need caseworkers, time, graphic designers. You tell us what we need.
Okay, so we have our website now. So if you can go to transasylias.org, and you can fill up the reform for volunteer reform. You have to fill up, and we need case manager, and we need people like they know how to write grant. All of this stuff, and people like mental health, please, because most of the people that we have, they are damaged, and we need support, mental support, and we need people know how to deal with Instagram and social media. Yeah, we need. Yeah.
You're so strong. Who are some people that you look up to? Role models, people that inspire you to be such a warrior and such a relentless activist.
Oh my God, there's so many. Oh, let me start. I love who I love the most. I think the most person that I really admire. There is a woman in Egypt that I love very much. Her name Nawal Saadawi. Nawal Saadawi. She's a feminist. She was a writer in Egypt. She's an activist. She fights for women's rights. And she was banned from Egypt, and she had to flee in 1981 because of the Muslim Brotherhood. They wanna, they told her that she's infidel, and they, she need to be dead, and she wrote so many books, and and she's like, you have to look her up. Her name Nawal Saadawi, and she fought, and one of the people who inspired me, and also not only like she was an amazing writer too. Her name Nawal Saadawi, and also I think this is the only one coming in my mind now. It's like an Egyptian, when I give an Egyptian voices.
I love that. What's your self-care? I stopped by your apartment, and I almost forgot you make all of your costumes yourself. You're a costume designer. But what's your form of self-care when you're not in front of the computer, you're not on the phone, you're not making costumes? What is your form of just taking care of yourself?
I want to tell you about one person too, Alok.
Okay.
I love him. I love them because I look at them on Instagram.
Alok is the name.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alok. Um, it's on Instagram, and he always say the best quote I ever heard. Really beautiful. They're very poet, and they're very amazing, and I love to listen to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the quote that you were gonna say?
My quote or
The quote from the person from Alok.
I don't have a really a quote per se about, but you need like I listen to he talks about being a non-binary person.
Okay.
And I was not in touch with being I never understand what is non-binary, but then I understand what is non-binary by listening to them.
Okay.
And listening to their story, because that makes me feel I am a non-binary person too. Like I didn't start as a trans woman. I started as a non-binary person.
Right.
So the non-binary, that it's all on us. So like people should listen to them.
Listen to them.
Yeah.
Thank you. What about your self-care? What's your self-care regimen? How do you keep yourself sane aside from creating, boundaries?
Okay, so the best thing that you should do to yourself, like self-care, is to cook at home and to learn how to cook.
What's your favorite
What
thing
is
to
it
make?
like you inside? I do something called misa'a, which is full of vegetables.
Okay.
But sometimes if you want to put meat, or you want to be a vegetarian, you can put chicken, you can put meat, you can put fish. But I prefer it with like veggie. Like
Okay.
I make it all veggie, and it's beautiful. It's a full of I put like red pepper, green pepper, what do you call it? Eggplant,
Okay.
and potatoes, and cilantro, parsley. What else?
The whole kitchen.
Yes, turmeric, ginger.
Ooh.
I love turmeric and ginger daily. Like
It's so
turmeric,
good for you.
because it's amazing, change your life, and it's really have so many benefit to your health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know this question, but you have to tell me, is there an Egyptian delicacy that you make, or what's one Egyptian meal, or I don't know, can I say delicacy? I don't have a lot of Egyptian food.
Yeah, there is an Egyptian. Okay, there is so many Egyptian food. Okay, so there is the one that all Egypt knows, called koshari.
Koshery.
So koshari it's a very like mix of carbohydrate food, like rice with it's all rice, lentil, pasta, everything together.
Okay.
But the best thing with it is the sauce.
Okay.
They have to do the sauce very well, and also mahshi. Mahshi, it's kind of like you get like what do you call it? Zucchini.
Okay.
You know the zucchini.
Yeah.
And the green pepper and the red pepper, the
Okay.
big ones, and then you empty them, and then you make the rice. There's special rice they have to make, and then you stuff them.
Oh, it's like stuffed peppers.
Yes, and then you steam them,
Steam?
and then you eat. Yeah, you steam the whole thing. You let it cook. The rice inside. You stuff the rice inside the vegetable.
Okay.
And then you organize it in the plate, in the pot,
Yeah.
and then you steam them.
Oh,
Well,
that sounds
so that-
good. I like that.
I'm hungry now.
I know I'm hungry now. I want to thank you so much for coming on to Queer Late Night. I want to encourage listeners and viewers and followers to please support Trans Asylias. They can donate you can go to Iman's Instagram, click the link tree. The donate button is one of the first ones on there. Am I right?
Yes.
It's one of the first buttons on there. And then you can also reach Iman by email and by messages if you are able to help support Trans Asylias. Do you have any? Let's do last positive words to any person of trans experience that's listening, especially in the climate and in hindsight of bills like Don't Say Gay bills and tons of anti-trans legislation that's being passed every single day behind our backs, underneath our nose. What's your word of encouragement?
So I told, okay, when I was very young, and I want to say that because I'm from Egypt and I see the darkness and I can see it is coming to America. That's why you need to fight, people. You cannot let this take over you, and you cannot sit down and be lazy not to fight. We need to fight every single day here because we have the best thing in life here. It's called freedom. And whatever the Republican and everybody hitting on us and they want to take our rights away from the trans people, they putting us like a scapegoat for their own security. It's not about us. It's not about our trans kids. I want you to love yourself because when I was a trans kid, no one teach me how to love myself because I was hating by religion, by that system that is happening to you right now in a country that believe freedom for all. So this is bullshit. This is no freedom now. This is what's happening in Alabama that need to stop. And the people who write these laws, they should be in jail. Seriously.
They should be because it impedes on human rights.
It's in human rights. It's like something that America promote around the whole earth. Freedom, here is you go, UNHCR, blah, 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 here is money, trans people, I mean, you fight for trans rights and everywhere. You should not do this in other country. Why you don't yourself?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Practice what you preach type
yes,
of deal.
Exactly. Don't practice, freedom for all. And then you're not doing it in your own country.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your own freedom. You're playing with fire here in this country. And this is why people need to understand you have diamond in your hand, that freedom. And, why you putting, there's so many, anybody believe in religion with the government, they need to go. You know what I mean? Have your own religion in your home.
Don't bring it to work.
Don't bring it to work. No, don't bring it to,
Because they can't defend it at the end of the day. Religion does not tell you to hate, kill, tear down, diminish. It doesn't.
Yeah, but even when they say that, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
it's just not something. What a trans kid, they know. If my family, when I was young, this is why it would save me the trouble to be have my PTSD right now. I would have a beautiful life if my family accepted me when I was a trans kid, and I don't have to go through the rape and the torture that I've been through. And I applaud that family that they take care of the trans kids. Yeah. I love them, and I love them so much because the way they love the trans kids.
Yes.
Because I wish my family loved me the same.
Yes, I really love. I was looking at the news, and Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union was just advocating.
Exactly.
And it's so beautiful.
Yes.
Because that's one less person that has to go through hardship. Because the world's really, really rough, and in the light of people wanting to take away women's rights over their own body. Also know that the homeless youth population, especially amongst the LGBTQIA plus community, is rising.
Yeah.
So if you care about children so much, stop passing laws that tells them they can't be gay or they can't participate in certain things at school, and just furthering perpetuating hate that will cause them harm.
Because they say this is evil. Like the Republican, they need a scapegoat to make people blind for the main issues about
poverty.
Exactly. You know what I mean? People on the street, people cannot find jobs, people cannot do this.
Right.
Roads are broken. So who gonna have as a scapegoat? Oh, the LGBTQ. It's
You're
been
gonna
forever.
Don't say gay and take the books out of school. What about the education?
Exactly.
We don't have the best education. But let me not get on that. This is not what both people do. It has been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Where can people find you?
They can find me anywhere. This is my name. Okay, so you can go to transasylias.org, and also you can write me an email at transasylias, transasylias.org and transasylias.com. Write me an email and, request, donate, and also on Instagram, Twitter.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank
Iman Le
you.
Caire, yeah.
You given us the best interview, and I can't wait to see more from you and what you've been doing. And I just, once again, thank you. There's a lot of people out doing a lot of different things, but when I get to know someone that's doing it, it matters more to me. So thank you so much for coming to Queer Late Night.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to be here. I hope you're gonna interview me again.
Oh, I will. Okay. I mean, I gotta get to you before you get any. You're gonna get bigger. BBC first.
Yeah,
What's next?
No, yes.
CNN. Are you? Oh my God.
I am doing a movie.
A movie?
Yes. I cannot say anything about it.
Okay. We're gonna see you on the silver screen. All right. Well, that's it for us here at Queer Late Night. Thank you so much for listening. Good night, and stay tuned for the rest of season 3. Goodbye.